Hello, Mark.
Hey, Dave. What's the topic here?
Don't know that I have a topic. What do you want to talk about?
Is that what this hangout is? You're just looking for someone to talk to?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, that's all I'm doing. So.
True enough. I was talking in the forums too. I think we all agree on the forums that YouTube sucks, and that's all we have to say.
That's good enough for me.
Absolutely. How about we occupy YouTube? Let's just bring it right to the man.
What forum is this right here with the Sparta advertisement above it?
The chat room, it does have the URL at the top. Can you read it or not?
I can't. It's really tiny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's experiencescience.net/chat. Well, there's a the there.
Okay.
It's a chat.
Do you mind if I pop in like this, or do you want me to drop out? Am I intruding?
Nope, you're not intruding. I put the URL there for a reason.
Okay.
There's a question.
So this is science you want to talk about here?
No, not really. I talk about New Age. That's about all I talk about, or let's talk smack in the chat room, because that's what we do, right? I'm reading the questions in the question thing. Let's see. Did you hear the ex-lead of Google Plus is now working for the feds, creating a whole government cloud system? Okay. All right. The answer is no. I hadn't heard that. That's great information, and I don't like conspiracy theories. Bye.
They're fun though.
Yeah, they can be fun. They're boring too.
Well, yeah, you can't go too deep with them, or they blow up. But you got to have an open mind with them.
So I take it you've never been to spirit science, huh?
Well, there's worse people to talk to. I mean, if you have some time to kill and a conspiracy theorist wants to spin some yarn, I'd rather listen to that than something drier. But I'm not going to throw it away real fast. Is all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I usually do throw the theories away.
Yeah, I think they're kind of a waste of time and energy. According to Adamus, people just aren't that well organized that they can get away with it. It's like our government, tells us to what did they do? What did that Craig Ferguson guy do again? I can't remember. He was part of like an anti-gay committee, and then it's kind of like, oh, he's gay. It's just kind of like that generic irony in our own elected officials,
Oh. Wait. You're Craig Ferguson's gay? Is that what you said?
I might be naming the wrong guy, but he was a senator or representative.
Oh, I thought the late night talk show host. I thought you were talking about the guy who comes after Letterman.
It's like another one. It's like not that one. And
Okay.
But he was the guy. You haven't heard of the guy who solicited sex at an airport bathroom?
No, but yeah, sounds like a hypocrite. Sounds like a homophobe or.
Yeah. Most of them are like that, aren't they? So.
Yeah. They have to put up that false front, and I don't know. Yeah, those guys all need, you need to sniff all those guys out and get rid of them. That's for sure. Let's see if I German. Are you reading through this feed right here, man?
It's hard when I'm talking to you, but I'm catching up on it a little bit. It's kind of boring. I don't know. We were talking about Jordan and taking down spirit science from within, and about his butthole. That was some fun stuff, but slow down a bit. Jordan is the creator of spirit science, and some people are kind of pissed at him.
What's spirit science in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, it is a dead forum that nobody goes to at the moment, and it's also this chat room. And then it is a guy named Jordan Pierce, whose videos I could show you, but they're about a animated blue guy who talks about New Age, basically. Really weird stuff that nobody chooses to believe because they'd rather believe the scientists.
I see.
He kind of declared war on his own forums and fired like 2 of his moderators, or put the stick down, and made other people angry at him.
What's the origin? How old is spirit science?
About 4 years. He's probably got about, I would say, 30 million hits on YouTube. He is not a lightweight, but he's also not the biggest drag. Here, I'll show you the root science, so you can see what's on the root. You want to see for yourself. Yeah. Well, I gotta put it.
Oh, sorry.
So if you've never seen the root site, that's it. He runs a blog on it, and according to Ray, they get about 8 million hits daily or something. Not too bad, I guess.
What's your thoughts on people looking for a common religion or a new religion, or?
Oh, a bunch of shit. Well, why are they so into religions? You know, most of them are so into the science religion. They're pretty screwed up. Science religion. I'm not a big fan of it.
Are you more traditional religious, or?
I am a New Age student. So, no, I didn't really. You could say that I was probably atheist, or, you know, I didn't really know what to think before I got into New Age. But New Age is basically the truth of how things work, if you ask me. So you could say I'm into that religion, but I don't know that I would necessarily call it that.
Not that region plays into your influence, but are you West Coast United States?
I used to be, but no, I'm in Kansas City. I'm in the middle, right in the middle of the country, I think.
Okay.
I think we've got a marker around here somewhere, maybe 100 miles away, the square middle of the United States, right here, you know, some stupid thing like that. It's got to be around here still.
All right. Well, I just know how, you know, like Scientology and I don't know, Lemuria, maybe, you know, I don't know, West Coast, you know, they got their, you know, they got their, I don't know, cults, weird science religions, they, you know, they do it all out there. So, and, you know, I'm not against any of it, you know, like I said, I'm open-minded to conspiracy theories, I'm open-minded to New Age religions as well.
Screw conspiracy theories. But, I could tell you why I got into New Age. I got into it because I watched a movie called The Secret. You heard of that movie?
Absolutely.
You hate that movie?
Oh yeah,
I did not read the book. My wife read the book. I did not read the book.
So why didn't it work for you, or what did you decide just wasn't true about it?
Well, you know, is it you know, positively thinking and you know, imagining.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm already a believer in that, you know, so when I heard that's what the book was about, it was like, that's common sense to me, so I didn't pay the book any mind.
I don't think it is, because I think the problem is people think that if they, let's say they think about an Apple iPhone, and you know, they look at say a commercial for the iPhone, and they just say, well, oh, that's just a coincidence. What I was thinking about, what's on the TV, that's just coincidence. I would call that coincidence theory.
You know, I don't know about a conspiracy. It's a positive living, you know. If you spin everything positively mentally, you know, I don't know. It's the same. I think people in a funk in their life, you know, in ruts, and who come in and out of problems frequently, you know, need, you know, something like that to lift them, you know, and believe and get sucked into it quickly, quicker than people who live life with a more positive, you know, optimism.
What I would say is it's not so much about the positivity. It's about the fact that the thing they talk about in The Secret, law of attraction, the fact that it works at all. That's what's I consider amazing. Whoa.
I don't have a whole lot of subject matter to, like I said, I didn't read so
There's nothing to read.
yeah. My wife, when she picked that book up, it was from a series of not self-help or anything like that. It was more. Oh man, look at that guy! I got a hit, man. I'm the drunk guy on the internet. That's awesome. This is awesome. I don't know. I don't know, man. More people need to log in, join the conversation here, man.
Might happen, might not. I don't know.
Do you do this chat often, or?
Nope, I just experiment. I play around.
Oh.
I've got one scheduled for tomorrow, though, but I don't know.
Man, the text chat, it's I would rather do the face-to-face chat. I don't know the talking here. I'm not, for you people out there who are listening to us, I'm not, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not anything, man, and I'm not claiming to be anything. I'm just a guy wanting to have a conversation. Middle America. I'm here in Ohio. I was raised Catholic, but my family, we were not good Catholics. We didn't participate. We didn't, church functions and all that stuff. We were kind of on the skirt of, but our close families were, but but I don't judge anything, so.
Oh, come on, everybody judges something.
Well, I mean, to a degree, but I'm pretty open-minded first and foremost, I don't judge things by the cover, is what I guess I meant to say.
If you don't, you're doing better than most, because, well, most people are pretty stuck in judgments, but why I like law of attraction is, for me, it works. Not saying it works all the time, but it works, and so that's what got me deep into that New Age rabbit hole, because it works. So,
that's what you need, yeah.
Yeah.
You need to stick with what works, and but how long is it going to work for you, though?
It works better and better. I'm not saying it works still 100% accurate, but I watched The Secret, the movie. I've never read the book. I watched it in 2006. So if you look at 2006 and here it is 2014, that's 8 years deep,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can run people over, I think, or you shoot.
My life, I discovered that every so many years it changes, So it might be something you're into now, but something you might not be into in 5 years from now, or.
I don't think so. This is not. How would you really turn your back on the rules to reality? I mean, there's so many people out there that have so many bad ideas about how reality works, but it's like I've been given the manual. I've been given all the rules.
Yeah, but there's so many variables in life. I mean, a woman could come into your life and just change you instantly. Anything. You could lose your job tomorrow.
You mean you change for her instantly? But yeah, sure, that could happen tomorrow. But that's not going to change what I'm doing, because let me say it clear. When I ran into New Age, I was looking for something, and that's exactly the answer I was given. I have a very specific goal, and New Age is going to help me accomplish that. Try to camera maybe. How?
Yeah, how? It's not going to instantly put money in your pockets magically. It's going to.
It does put money in your pocket. I mean, why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it? Well, okay, networking. Maybe some other. You can meet other new science fellows who have a good stock tip for you. Is that what you're suggesting?
No. I mean, are you into customer relations or do you run your own business or anything like that?
No.
Well, I don't know how to explain it if you haven't ran your own business, but let me just say it this way. Having run my own business many times is customers just come out of nowhere. You put out you put out an advertisement or a way for them to get a hold of you, and then they just start giving you business. You know what I mean? Where did they come from? You know, it's just like, oh, they randomly found your particular ad, said, here, I want to give you money. Here's money. Thank you. Thank you. You know, but that's law of attraction too. It's not random. Someone would tell you that that's just good business sense or something.
Well, they're buying something from you, so whatever it was you were selling, they weren't just giving you their money. They were wanting what you had.
Oh, no. They were giving you money because there were 15,000 people they could have called. You know, 15,000 other people they could have contracted. There's always someone available to be given money to. The point is, they're giving it to you.
Are you selling faith? Is that what you're selling here? Is that you know, like a higher spiritual being will help you? You donate me your money? Is that what you're selling here?
No. I'm just telling you.
What was your businesses? What's your business history?
Computer.
Oh, computers?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a super job.
Let's try to turn on the camera and see how that goes.
Woo!
And then you have to drop the screen sharing part here.
Come on, no, you can't do that.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. I don't know if we should be doing it this close, but here.
Hey, Sam.
Recently. See, it's good. Scissors.
Right, it's not really making me feel.
Hi, Sam. Are you with us here? All right.
Welcome to the Fuck If I Know. I don't know why I called it that, but fuck if I know.
I'm with that, man. I'll drink to that. I'm the drunk guy on the internet. So.
Oh, are you? Excellent.
I'm not, actually, but I am drinking. But
I didn't think you were, but yeah, the background noise. That was a little hint.
I'm trying to muffle these punks out, man.
That's okay.
We can hear you.
So what you're really saying is you read The Secret, and so you never asked for a parking space? Never? Not once? Not one free parking space? Yeah.
Hey, job, maybe.
Hey, Dave, where's the that chat log at? How do I access it?
If you get in, I don't know that you can access the log. You have to be in to read the log. But I can put it back on the screen. Not a big deal. And again, if you could read the name up at the top, you could join it. Here, do we got any questions left? Yeah.
I'll look. I'll find the site here.
I'll just post it in the chat, so you'll have the URL if you want to come in. You just banned me from this room 3 times yesterday. Now they're all nicer for some reason. And they're kind of quiet right now.
All right, I found the site. What forum thread here topic are we in?
It will just put you in the room automatically if you use the URL. You don't got to do anything but choose.
Oh, I didn't click the URL. Is it?
You don't have the right URL.
I like the site here. Everything is connected. I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. I, you know, some spiritual. I do, you know, I threw it out there that I was raised Catholic and confirmed Catholic and everything. And that was, I was confirmed in my teen years, 30 years ago, so I've had a lot of living since then, a lot of life experience. So, what I was raised on religiously and what I believe spiritually are two different things now. So, my wife, however, was not raised religiously, and she has a stronger spiritual sense. And we, as far as seeing psychics and readers and crystals and spiritual healing and stuff like that, we're both open-minded to that, and we both, have visited a few of them. And despite the fact that our relatives might, we don't tell all of our stories to our relatives, because of the funny reactions we receive. We're still open-minded, and together we share our stories, and it's really it's a fun thing to do, man, and mentally it really helps you through the day. It's something to hang on to mentally.
But yeah, I just don't understand. So you've never seen law of attraction work, or even tried it?
What's that? Never tried.
You've never seen law of attraction work, or you've never even tried it?
The attraction?
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know what the attraction is. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't know how it works? Okay. It's kind of like you just think about something, you focus on something, and it comes to you, which it does anyway.
Right. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I thought that before. I always believed in that. I always thought I don't know, man. Let me see, something to tie it to. Like, okay, I golf. Okay, that's a something golfing. Like hitting a little white ball around on the golf course. One of the rules to teaching somebody how to golf is if you envision the shot, that's where you'll hit it, because each golf stroke is kind of like your mind's controlling like every little nuance of your swing, and so picturing where you want to hit the ball is a big part of being a successful golfer. And that and I learned that at the ages of 8 till I was 12 years old. So I've carried that through life. I mean, that little golf instruction has helped me in life. Just if you envision it, it will be there for you. And so like I said, when the book The Secret came out and people were talking about, that's the underlying statement behind the book, it was like, oh yeah, I get with that. But I didn't read the book, that didn't suck me into it or nothing.
Well, I guess do you know why it works at all? It doesn't sound like you do.
Go ahead, lay it on me, man. I want to hear it.
Why it works is because everybody's a creator. Everybody always was.
Everybody's a computer?
Everybody's a creator.
A creator. I'm sorry.
God, if you want. Every person on the planet.
Okay.
Born to create, born to experience, whichever one. You ever play The Sims? Do you know that video game?
I do know that video game, man.
That's our game. Right here on Earth. Same thing.
Well, I completely agree, man. I have children, and I encourage them to, when they're trying to make friends. I try to instruct them on basic do's and don'ts. You know what I mean? That's not really inappropriate to say, or that's appropriate, or when you're engaging in conversation, when you're trying to make a new friend, when you're that kind of stuff. But what they're trying to establish is a new circle of friends and stuff like that. I don't know. When you're trying to create, I agree. We're all creators. I agree. And anything in life, but I don't know. Once again, going back to the book, I think that's common sense stuff. I don't know if you need it spoon-fed to you from a book.
For me, it was a wake-up call because before then, I didn't know that what I was thinking about came to me. I mean, sure, I noticed that there was maybe a possibility, but everybody else just calls that coincidence theory. It's just like, oh, again, I saw iPhone, over here, and then it was on the TV, and that's just a coincidence. That's exactly what it was. And, I really wanted this car, and oh, look, it just passed me. That's just a fucking coincidence. That's not real. That's what everybody in reality believes. So I call The Secret a bit of a wake-up call. That's not coincidence.
I might be the exception to the rule, where I'm into it, but I don't need to be woken up to it,
No, you don't. No, you don't. See, for me, I wanted to be a god. So obviously, to wake me up is great for me because that's what I wanted anyway.
Samantha, are you going to chime in here? We need some female input, because guys, we only know half of the story. We only know probably less than half of the story. According to my wife, I know less than 10% of the real story, but anyhow. You're still muted, sweetheart.
Oh, you got her on mute for a second.
Oh, there she is.
I'm not sure I should chime in.
Okay. So, yeah, I watched The Secret, and 8 years later, I'm in a school for manifesting. Good time. Yay.
Let's hear more about that. What are you, a school for manifesting?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear more about that.
What about it?
What exactly is a school for manifesting?
It's a school
thoughts
about
or manifesting positive thoughts or manifesting reality or
reality, but really an apple. An apple. I'm going to mute you if you're not going to talk. I hope you can unmute yourself, because if you can't, just tell me. Just to keep out the background noise. How does one talk about a school for manifesting when people that don't believe they're creators? I mean, that's kind of a really big step, don't you think?
Creating their own destiny, though, is what you're talking about, right?
Creating their own reality is another way.
Right.
So I found out that law of attraction works, and I wanted to know more, and I wanted to know more, and I used law of attraction to know more, and became a master and manifested a third teacher or third school, and now they're really teaching me how to create a apple out of thin air. And one of these days, it'll work. One of these days. Really can't interact with the forum when I'm talking with you. It's kind of like two different modes. Welcome back. And what the hell does that mean? Walmart, famous joke. Gonna turn on my air conditioner, I think, because it is 76 in here. Not bad.
That's pretty muggy.
In Kansas City, yeah. Yeah, you guys have humidity there, don't you?
I am in Ohio, and we are currently swamped with humidity. We were not all summer, but we
Yes.
currently are now. It's
All right.
crazy.
Sorry, I got the name wrong. I looked at buying a house in Ohio. Before I bought one in Kansas City, I was in Ohio looking at them.
Ohio's a pretty conservative state.
So they got like a Ferguson thing there too. It's like you guys keep the
No,
black people down and beat them up. And stuff.
no.
You sure?
That's funny. That's funny.
Okay. I was just curious.
No, we don't. I don't know. The inner city neighborhoods are, always will always be like they are. You know what I mean? I mean, they're pretty temperamental, and the police, always go overboard. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's a tricky situation. So but there's not a tradition of police violence in any inner city neighborhood up in Cleveland or whatever. But I'm up in northeast Ohio. But somebody can disagree with me, but in the media, at least in my lifetime since 1970, there hasn't been crazy, violence like that. So
yeah, I don't. I think it just goes under the covers. It's been there for a while.
right. Well, I agree with that too.
You live in a safe suburb, though, right? Basically, you're hiding.
Absolutely,
from
absolutely.
Yeah. See, I don't live in a safe suburb. I live right in the heart of the black stuff. It's right here.
I lived there for 3 years in my mid-20s, man. And, I was the only white face in probably a 5-block radius. Matter of fact, my black friends would come to my apartment and say, oh, my goodness, you live in the hood, So, but, yeah, but I have black friends. And but, they're not matter of fact, the other white people who lived in the black neighborhoods with me were as black, so it really wasn't a black or white issue. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, in the media, when they say racism, how can you hate somebody for the color of skin? I don't think that has anything to do with it, man. It's God, I can't believe we're talking about this, man. But
Why not?
well, I don't know. I don't want to come off like this, because I'm not.
I
It's
totally spelled Pete's wrong, too, by the way. Oops.
this I don't know. This country is I don't know. It's how you're treated, man. It's not what color of skin you are, So
Let me tell you, I bought a house in the middle of the hood, and I thought, well, you know what? It's the hood. I don't really care. I don't believe in all that. But the thing is tricky is because I bought a duplex, so I try to rent out to people. And usually I want middle-class white people, right? Because they're safe and because they have money, basically normal people. For us, the white middle-class hiding people who aren't really middle-class, we're poor. Poor when you compare us to the wealthy. We're just as poor as the black people. Maybe we just have 10,000 more per year or something. It's pathetic, but so I try to rent out to them, and they see the neighborhood and they want to run. They get scared, It's like, yeah, I don't want to rent here, and so I wasn't aware of the fear issues so much, but after I bought a poor house in a poor neighborhood, I got to learn about all that fear issue, why people want to pay $100,000, $200,000 to live in some white middle-class neighborhood and not rent a house in the hood, because then it's a good time to run. And I've actually had about 5-6 people who paid me money and ran away anyway because they realized they didn't like the neighborhood.
yeah, well, and you're telling me you're surprised by all this? Or what's the?
A little bit. You could say I'm a little naive sometimes. I am.
That's what it comes down to. You were naive to buy that house in that neighborhood. I mean, it's the people in that neighborhood are subjected to life. They didn't have ancestors where they inherited money or vehicles. They didn't have the bank of mom and dad that middle class white people have. They don't have they don't have anything, man, and they're grinding through it, and they're not very successful at it, and that's why they live in that neighborhood, and that's why their yards are bad, and that's why they don't paint their homes, or they have to steal from their neighbors because they don't have shit, man. I mean, that's how it is. But
true.
if you move into the middle of that, then if you buy into the middle of that, then you're naive. You got to go into the middle of that knowing what you're getting into, man, and then you got to get the hell out of there if you're not, suited for that,
Exactly.
I did. I was there for 3 years, man. My parents owned the home I lived in, and they owned the home next to the house I lived in, and I collected rent, and they were black families, and they were fantastic people, man. And although the smell of them cooking, man, frying and grits and stuff like that, I lived in the upstairs apartment. They lived downstairs, and oh my goodness, man, I did not eat the same foods they did. But, Richard and his family, very spiritual people, man, very good people. And, they were probably 2 years behind on their gas bill and that kind of stuff, But, we always hand waved, I don't know, have a good life. They always had so many hardships, man, But, I don't know. The teenage crowd in the neighborhood was the problem, I mean, they were bad parents was the thing, They were good people, bad parents. They couldn't control their kids, man. And when their kids got into the teens, the teenage kids, the peer pressure was way, I mean, when you see a movie like Fast Times at Ridgemont High or where some white kids are subjected to peer pressure in their high school years, has nothing compared to the peer pressure that blacks feel in their teen years. I mean, the peer pressure to steal, to use drugs, to carry a gun, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness, man, it's way worse. So that's what the problem was in my neighborhood, was the teenage crowd, And when you got a specific teenager away from the crowd, you could reason with them and say, hey, dude, I know your dad, man. He's a good dude, why you running with these kids, and they just, hey, man, leave me alone, But I don't know. I'm just spouting off here.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but I couldn't wait to get, when I met my wife, I was living in that apartment, and when she came over, I mean, there was I didn't feel safe for the whole situation. We sold those homes and got the heck out of the neighborhood, and there was no animosity, though, and I haven't been back there since. It's not far away, but, it's, it was an experience, and I don't know. They didn't deliver pizza on my street. They didn't, deliver anything. The mailman came and went. I would call the dog warden. The animal abuse in the hood is insane. In my neighborhood now, there's cats roaming around. People leave their cats outside, and but in the hood, it's dogs. And on trash night, there's like 12 dogs. And the current dog of flavor is pit bulls, so there's a dozen pit bulls going from trash can to trash can to trash can on trash night. It's insane, man. It's so dangerous. And but you call the dog warden, there's no way in hell the dog warden is going into your neighborhood to look for a stray dog or something like that, And people have dogs tied up. Every tree in the hood has a 1-foot rope, and I'm talking, I know how long a foot is. It's 12 inches. There's literally a dog tied to like 1 foot of rope to each tree in the hood in every yard to prevent, that's their security, the security alarm. If a white guy comes knocking at their front door, there's 15 dogs barking at it, and it's just insane, man. It's crazy living there, and but and it's a fickle crowd too, man. If you come in, if you're a white cop and you come in there and start, acting like the man, then you got 15 people coming off of 15 homes off their front porch, because all day long there's people hanging out on the front porch. They don't have jobs or anything, so there's a lot of front porch occupancy going on, man. Nothing there's nothing missed in the hood, man. I mean, everything is witnessed, and everybody's a group. It's a pretty tight group too, man. So I don't know. They still steal from each other, but if you come in there and try to pose against them, they'll rise up against you. But I don't know, man. It's an American thing.
It's like that. I don't know that it's exactly like that. Do you have a lot of vacant houses in your neighborhood, like mine is?
They burn down pretty quick. The vacant homes.
Really? I mean, some burn down here, but not all of them.
Not all of them, if you can prevent your vacant home from burning down if you're a owner from afar. But if you're a white dude living in some nice neighborhood who owns a home in the neighborhood and you can't find anybody to live in it, it'll probably get burnt down.
Yeah, that they are really they're bulldozing a lot of the houses here. It takes time, but I mean, I've had 2 burn on my street alone, and they only bulldozed the one that was vacant. I guess the other one got fixed eventually or something, but it's still there. So, but the other one's a lot now.
Yeah, they here in Ohio too, man. They bulldoze the crap. Banks. That's what it is foreclosures. They, if what I mean, the property values of all this plummeted. So banks are so at a loss that they can't get anybody to sell or buy, a home. And the banks, they would rather take the loss than sit on the house and risk it being burnt down or destroyed or something like that. So a lot of bulldozed homes, man. A lot of them.
Yeah. Okay, I got a question. So what is coincidence then? From Shothan Muse. Coincidence is basically, if you ask me, it's just a way we tell ourselves we're not creators, or we pretend, and we just kind of throw off the idea of what I was thinking about, and the person suddenly knew what I was thinking, or we just pass off all these things. We kind of just lie to ourselves that, telepathy isn't real, or thoughts don't create things, whatever you want to call it. It's just kind of how we just shirk it off and say, no, I believe in the science religion, and science says that we're alone in the universe, and we came out of this Big Bang, and there's no kind of intelligent design to the world at all. That's the science religion right there. Millions of people, billions of people into it. I've been there, so no big deal. It's just a stupid religion, basically. So I think that answered it, sort of.
I have a question then, based off that. Okay, so if you have science where something is obviously going to interject, and you have like classic religion where there is a spirit on your shoulder, like a guiding hand, force, or have you, helping you find that thing. And then there's coincidence, the New Age. Where does the New Age fit in then? I mean,
the New Age is understanding it's not coincidence. The one is the all is the one. Or again, coming to that Sims example, we are the creator of the game The Sims. We put ourselves into the game. We just forgot that there's someone up there hitting that little clicking button on you to make you stop, and whatever that button does again, just hitting the little option and saying order the pizza and comfort your wife so you don't have to have a divorce. However that game works. I'm not a super expert at it, but I remember playing it, and you put your little hand over them and you kind of wave it over them, and you get an effect out of them. You try to make them make love by just putting your hand, whatever it was. So,
well, I mean, even what about drug and alcohol addictives? I mean, so you're saying it's that easy to quit these addictive tendencies?
We don't really believe it's that easy. I mean, listen to yourself. You're even describing again. It's not easy. So yeah, because people believe that the biology gets addicted, I've got to have it, then they're correct. That they have to have it because the biology is. Because it's more law of attraction. What you believe, you can create. You probably don't believe right now that you can smash the moon or put a Death Star up in the sky. I mean, I don't believe I can do that, even if I'm in school. But that's what I'm in school to do. So much more than that. Much, much more. So you can only create what you believe. That's kind of a rule that goes along with the idea of law of attraction, or the idea of it working at all. You can't lie to yourself 100%, and yet you can create lies in a way by saying, well, I'm a rock star. I got 4 stars. I got 4 gold records. I got $2 million houses in Malibu and wherever else, and I always do cocaine and have 5 groupies in my limo every night. You can try that. It's kind of crazy, but it's supposed to work. But I would never choose to go there, so maybe never do that. I don't know. Up to you. But
It's fun though, man.
it is.
Having all those groupies in your limo, that's
Oh,
good stuff, dude. That's good
really
stuff.
You at least 2 groups.
That's a slippery slope, man. That's hard to control. I don't know if New Age can pull you out of something like that.
It is that method of doing law of attraction is dangerous, and so that's why I wouldn't go there. I felt like what happens, like if you can really do it, according to the teachers, it works. But I've never tried it to that level of.
What about this idea? Okay, instead of using 5 groupies in the back of a limo as a bad example, what about if you are thrown into that situation where a limo pulls up and there's 5 groupies in the back saying, hey, join us, join us, join us. If you believe you can control that situation where you can make those groupies do what you want them to do, you can quit that scene anytime you want. So going into the back of the limo and riding it out and riding that wave for a year or 2 years, if you believe that you can successfully harness that lifestyle, that's not a bad thing, right?
That sounds like a stretch. Just imagine it for you. It's right outside your door. There's a limo out there with 5 groupies. Do you believe that? I mean, do you? And that they're really going to let you into the limo?
I'm not a rock star. I'm not a rock star.
Yeah, but that's the point.
If I were, though.
The idea in that creating is you play the rock star. You be the character. You become it.
All right, here's an example. Whitney Houston, okay, her career was fantastic. She got on drugs. She crashed and burned, okay?
Right.
Had she not gotten on drugs, she could have had a incredible career. I mean, she could have been, you know what I mean? She could have had 50 platinum records. You know what I mean? She was fantastic. But she crashed and burned, so she obviously could not handle the situation. So if you were in a situation such as Whitney Houston or Michael Jackson or somebody who just couldn't handle it, you know what I mean? If you played it straight, if you were mentally level, if you were grounded, if you needed new science to help you through that situation, you could have a long life and a more successful life. That's what you're selling. Is that what you're saying, Dave?
I'm not selling anything, but you're going to have to give me your point again because I got a lot.
My point is, if you're talking about good and evil is what you're talking about. You're talking about avoiding evil, and you're talking about using common sense and envisioning the right path instead of the wrong path.
No, I'm talking about fake it till you make it. I mean, have you ever used that? Fake it till you make it?
No, I have not.
Really? So you've never said, I'm a scientist?
I've never lied on an application. I've never tried to be somebody I'm not. No, I have never.
Why haven't you used fake it till you make it? I mean, why?
You have not?
I have. Have you? Why haven't you used it? That was my question.
I have never needed to. I have not made it in life. Okay, I'm behind the 8 ball as you were in life here. I mean, I'm in a nice house with beautiful children and a wife and all that, but and that to me is good enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're paycheck to paycheck here. I don't know. So I mean, me and my wife still butt heads, and the kids are still a rough crowd, and you know what I mean. I haven't made anything. And according to my parents are Beatle baby boomers, and so they're way high up on the hog, you know what I mean? So to them, I haven't made anything, holy crap, so.
Well, if you're judging it from those standards, yeah.
But
let me explain to you how I would.
You're right. From my own standards.
Yeah.
I'm from the slacker generation, and as far as the slacker is concerned, I have made it. I'm a Class A slacker, dude. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Name a video game. The Sims? Sure.
If you asked your soul if you made it, they would be just happy, peaches about
being happy being happy helps me get through the day. I'm a optimist, and
Good point.
you know,
Good point. Yeah.
so, but it doesn't help my family get through the day. You know what I mean? Them
Uh,
walking around miserable while I'm smiling, that's not helping shit. So, but and my parents, I can't go to them and say, hey, how about a handout? And I can't go there with a smiling face,
oh,
and
well,
I can smile when I'm walking away. I can't smile when I'm walking toward them.
hmm. I don't know. That's what the law of attraction is about. You ask for money, and then all of a sudden your parents are weird and they give you money. I mean, that's one way to try it. Not saying it works. I'm just saying it's a possibility. But let me tell you why I was talking about fake it till you make it. Because
Yeah, please, please.
all right, I don't believe in our schools. I think our school systems are quite possibly the worst schools in the world. Every single one of them. I don't care which one. We're talking about universities. They take good people and they turn them into shit people. They take good people who wanted to be inventive scientists and create new things, and they turn them into these rigid assholes that have to follow rules that don't invent anything. They just take our youth and they throw them in the trash can. Worst systems we ever invented is our schools. And we're not just talking about universities and academies. We're talking about our schools on top of it, our shitty-ass schools who teach the same math equation for 10 grades. I've been in those schools. I'm one of the people who didn't graduate high school. Everybody's like, you got to get your GED and you got to graduate because it's really important or some shit, man. It's just bullshit. Just the biggest pile of shit they ever threw at you ever. But, okay, so fake it till you make it. So when I was thinking about it for a minute, I was thinking about a kid coming out of high school because some of these come out and they go, okay, so everybody tells me I got to go to college so I can get a good job and a wife and all that stuff. And so some of these kids I run into ask this question. They really do ask. So should I go to college, or if I'm being of the spiritual path, should I, they don't really maybe know this word, but should I fake it till you make it? So let's just say they want to be a scientist or, a business major. It doesn't matter. So if I was to give them advice, I would tell them to go be a scientist. Go be a business major. It means just go put yourself into the mindset of a scientist and go do the work you want to do. Don't go to a school to learn a rigid thing so you can be, what's the word I'm looking for? So you can be respected, because if you don't have a piece of paper and show that you got A+ grades here and here to be respected, it's basically these schools, that's what they train you to do, show that you're respected. So that's where I'm at. So
I'm not sure I entirely agree with you there, Dave.
that's what I mean by fake it till you make it. I mean, go be
That's
what I mean.
I don't know, man.
And
I've always been I don't know. It's hard for me to like once again here, I could be the exception, but I don't lie comfortably, and I'm not calling your fake it, scenario there lying, but I'm just I've never been comfortable with it. I don't know. For example, here, I did graduate high school. I did go to college. I went to college for many years. Like I said, once again, I'm a slacker from the slacker generation with baby boomer parents. So I went to many colleges for many years, and I never graduated. And I do not have a good job. I've never had a career. And despite all that, I have never lied on an application. I always tell people, I went to this college, I went to that college, I went to this other college, and I never graduated. And is it holding me back? I don't know. I don't know. By not faking it, I'm still scratching by a life here. But yeah. I do know people who have lied on their application, and it drives me nuts, man. Because I'm big into that's not fair. That's not fair. You know what I mean? When I see things in life that are not fair, it drives me. I hate being falsely accused, man. If somebody accuses me of something that is ludicrous or or I didn't take that, or just anything like that, or I just if my neighbor has a false impression of me, it drives me bonkers. You know what I mean? So I just can't get by that way. But has it held me back? You know what I mean? Because I am more.
You held back in a way. I mean, because that fake it till you make it idea comes back to the rock star. It's in choosing to be the rock star, the reality manifests around you to support that. If you said, well, I'm a big business guy, I'm going to make millions of dollars, as you do fake it till you make it, that's just who I am, you start saying that to your reality begins to manifest that around you. That's the idea, really. It's not to force you, but when you put yourself into that mindset, it starts to manifest into that mindset. Honestly, that's just it. Whatever you tell reality you are, you tell reality. You told me here in this conversation, well, I'm just a guy who, what did you say exactly? I'm barely getting by, but I'm living paycheck to paycheck. But what else are you saying? You're saying I haven't made it. Not in the world's eyes. If I were to ask Donald Trump if I made it, he would say, give me a big thumbs down. If I was asked of my soul that I made it, he'd give me 2 thumbs up because my soul's always in my corner anyway. No big deal. So, I don't know. I just don't agree that anybody can do it wrong, and you really can't. But the great idea of fake it till you make it is you really just, you build something by saying you are. That's just how it works. You say, I am Jesus, or I am Donald Trump, or I am Madonna.
Okay. So you're not necessarily saying fake it. I have to put on a false persona socially for the world, but in my mind.
Yeah, you just.
I have to convince myself that I am that rock star. I can do it.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Okay.
So that's why I would say to a kid, rather than go to a school and be trained to be a scientist, just choose to be a scientist right now, right in this moment, and go do the science that's fun to you. Forget about the rules in school. Just go do it. That's kind of where that other example came back.
I agree with you. I agree. That makes perfect sense, man. I mean, even successful people, guys on top of their game, guys on Wall Street, whoever, are pulling it down. Bill Gates, I'm sure, he has when he looks in the mirror, you know what I mean? He has to tell himself, he has to give himself a confidence boost, you know what I mean?
That's exactly what happened, yeah. I heard an interesting fact the other day. It was all about, because, back when Romney was getting elected, he said, let's get rid of the equity tax, or, this tax where people get an inheritance, and they get money through it. Apparently, so this TV show was focusing on that idea, and they were showing that the richest people in the world on Forbes' list, only like 10% of them, maybe 19%, inherited their money through that tax and, got their money from their family. The 80% of the people on the Forbes list, they all became billionaires just doing what they were doing really well. They did not inherit the money. They did the whole game of worked hard and made a ton of money. Well, they didn't probably work hard at all. They just kind of scammed the system really well. They just good gambler or a good person of watching how things go, and boom, that's how you're a billionaire. Boom, it's not that complicated, I think. So
it is complicated. Probably a billionaire.
It's not. It's not. It's just someone who's really good at business and understands how to bring in the money and just keep it coming in, and also good manifestors to boot, because whether they're conscious that they're manifesting or not doesn't matter. Everybody manifests. So
yeah,
my way of looking at it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. Okay, so your advice to people in different situations in life. I have a stable family, and I don't have a career. I'm bumping around from job to job. Depends on what my family's schedule allows me. I move from job to job, but and no job's too small. Basically, I work at a bakery. You know what I mean? I do part-time work here and there, but my wife has a really good job. But anyhow, people out there who are struggling for a new career with little or no experience, I mean, are you just advising them to you know what I mean? There's a simple template in society of going to school and graduating and moving on. Are you against that?
Yeah, I am. That's a total BS. I mean, Zuckerberg didn't graduate. It's just BS. We all know it. But no, school's good if you want to have networking. I mean, if Zuckerberg wasn't at Stanford, would he have been able to run into the Facebook idea and exploited it or whatever he did to just... I mean, can you believe this guy's worth billions of dollars from 2004? This is, in a way, an amazing story, you know? But
coincidence.
He followed the math. It's just a
coincidence.
Coincidence.
That was timing, man. That was all timing.
It was paying attention. It was just being...
There was
smart.
10 other guys with the same idea. He was just first to it. And the same with any invention. If you want to label the Wright brothers or anybody with a fantastic invention and what a genius they were, that's a crock of shit, dude. All inventors and all dudes who have succeeded off a product is all timing, dude. That's all that is, man.
Well, when you believe that, you create that, unfortunately. If that's what you believe, that's what
How is that?
You're the
when
one
you disbelieve that, you create the opposite. Is that, you know, I could easily say that to you.
Well, I'm just telling you that you're a creator, whether you're conscious of it or not, but when you say to the world, well, I've got to have perfect timing if I'm going to be Zuckerberg, you're just hurting yourself. That's all. You're limiting yourself. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just telling you what I hear. So.
Oh, well. Dude, the Wright brothers, do you know anything about them?
I know plenty.
Okay, well, there was a guy in California who had an airplane just like the Wright brothers, and he put it on the back of a flatbed train, and he drove it out to the desert in Arizona to fly it for the first time, and a storm came along and blew it off the train and wrecked the airplane. The next day, the Wright brothers lifted off in the air, and we know who they are, and we don't know who that asshole was because of timing. I mean,
and better marketing, maybe. Just better
marketing? What are you talking about? It's timing, man. They beat him there. I mean, it was 100 guys racing to invent the same thing, and it's whoever did it first succeeded. And that's how you know Zuckerberg. He's a douchebag, dude. Are you kidding me? Don't praise that fucking asshole. Yeah, he was just first.
I'm just saying that it's amazing what he built in less than 10 years.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm saying. All these good ideas, they're not just out there. Everybody has them. That's another thing. It's everybody thinks that I've got a good idea and I've got to keep it secret and I've got to get it patented and I've got to hide it because someone else could just come along in a minute and boom, there goes my billion. You know. So
and only people who don't have the same idea think those people are great.
Has the same idea. This is another thing that's really stupid about a reality. People think that they think of these ideas. They don't think of them. They're sent from non-physical. They're sent from that higher perspective of The Sims. The person up at The Sims is helping the ideas being created, and everybody gets them. Everybody does. It's not just, you know, I can give you a dumb example. Most people aren't into balloon houses. I'm a person who's been into a balloon house since I read a 1940s book about a house about balloons. I've just read some books about balloons. Really old, famous 1940s book. So when I look at my reality, nobody had heard of them, never seen them, and then all of a sudden these Disney assholes stole my idea, right? They made that movie called Up, right? And then on top of it, they got National Geographic to raise a house into the sky. If you haven't seen the picture of the Up house from National Geographic, they went and put a house up in the sky on purpose. But the point is, that was my idea. But no, not really. It's all just floating out there in the idea space. And they got it, and they did something with it, rather than just, oh, it was in my head. You know?
I know, and that's how I'm labeling Zuckerberg. I mean, I don't think that was an original idea. I just think.
Right, I agree with you, 100%.
Right.
But he is the one who got it done. He got it
done. He did get it done. So, and that's how history is taught. You know, you were down on our school system, and
right.
My goodness, man, history class is one of the worst classes. I mean, you know, what were taught about the existence of man and everything is based on the winners. You know what I mean? It's the Roman Empire. Oh my goodness. The Egyptians. Oh my good. Oh my God, man. I mean, those morons created our history books. Based on the fact that their shit's still standing when we're alive. What horrible, man. Just horrible. But
we only have a small fraction of our history. It's very, very, very
tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I
don't
mean,
know.
there's villages in Ireland with plumbing that are 5,000 years old. You know what I mean?
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a podcast out there. God damn, I got a favorite historical podcast, man. This guy this weekly. I'm sorry. This guy puts out this podcast from Scotland. It's fantastic, from a museum, and the stuff they discover. 40,000-year-old tool discovered in North America, and they just discovered a Viking Nar. Knarr on the Mississippi River, right by you, man. If you're in Kansas City down there, so there's a Viking ship down there. There's broken sword and all kinds of history around it and everything.
They're starting to get it together. I mean, but I don't know. Some of those scientists are really stuck to the whole 10,000 years ago we were living in caves, and that's the end of the story.
Oh, it's sick. The stories they're sick, man.
Yeah, but, they make up so much fiction too. They made up.
But even in modern history, it's told like United States' involvement in World War II. You know what I mean? We didn't go there to save Jews. We didn't go there, for any reason other than to steal German technology because Russians were going there first. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so much stuff they don't even say. We got to vilify Hitler and talk about how crazy the whole situation was. But the fact is, we didn't go, you know what I mean? We didn't go over there for any humanitarian purposes. Like the Civil War wasn't fought for any humanitarian purposes. You know what I mean? It's so sick, man, how history's taught. But
it is. It's never accurate. It's usually pretty biased.
But it's child sensitive. You're teaching this to kids, and the kids are going to learn when you're talking about World War II. That you can't just sit there and go, well, kids, we were kind of learning about jet propulsion at the time and splitting the atom, so we really needed to be in Berlin by 45 when the Russians got there because we kind of wanted some of the knowledge and we were afraid Russia was going to keep it all. So but the kids are going to go, well, what's this thing called the Holocaust? Well, yeah, we were there for that too, of course. I mean, you got to tell kids that story. So same with the Civil War. I mean, you have to sensitive material. You know what I mean? You want the kids to first and foremost when you're coming up in life, you know what I mean? You want to be, civil. So that's what you teach people. But if your education stops there, then you don't know anymore. If you go to college and you learn that, Hitler also did these other things, you know what I mean? If you learned, that there were these other angles and aspects and variables involved, that's when your education continues, and, that's what you learn, as you go through life, But if you're a kid, all you learn about World War II is, we fought Germans. They were Nazis. They tried to gas people, I mean, that's all you learn at the age of 10, you know what I mean? You learn that from Call of Duty, from a video game, you know what I mean? So you need continuing education. You need to pay attention. You need to find out how it applies in real life. Yeah. And not only that, man, when you turn 30, you think 20-year-olds are morons, but when you were 20, you were a freaking genius, you know what I mean? But when you turn 40, 30-year-olds are morons, you know what I mean? 20-year-olds are, you can't even relate to a 20-year-old when you're 40, you know what I mean? They're so far removed. But when you open up the newspaper and you read the headlines, like Ferguson, it's all 20-year-olds. I mean, it's all morons. It's all people with a 10th grade, or I'm sorry, a 10-year-old education. It's you can't relate to this situation, you know what I mean? So
I don't think it's all them 10th grade. I mean, that bad.
10-year-old.
They're
I
just
edited
standing
that,
up
that
because
comment.
they're tired of being pushed around. Isn't that really the bottom line? I mean, it's not about the kids so much. It's about we need to change our values and ourselves, and we've been getting away with that shit for way too long, right?
Yeah, but the cops are 10-year-old education too. You know what I mean?
True, yes.
Yeah, it's not like the cops are geniuses and the neighborhood are like, hey, quit treating us like this. The cops are morons, and the people getting beat by them are morons, and it's the whole situation is like, holy shit, you can't even relate to it, So, so you take Ferguson, and I was born in 1970, right? So, Kent State University. I'm here in Ohio, and Kent State. That's in my history book, for Christ's sakes, and it's the same situation, identically the same situation. You got peaceful protest, disrupted, the National Guard's called in, people are throwing piss at them, buckets and bags of shit and piss are hitting the guys with assault rifles right in the face, you know what I mean? They're supposed to tolerate that, but it's
They shouldn't be out there in the first place. That's what's so dumb is why don't we just allow people to have the right to protest? I mean,
because they burn shit down and they riot and they loot.
Yeah. So protect the stuff that needs to be burned and let them do their other thing.
How are you telling me, like the LA riots, you're supposed to let the Korean store owner sit on top of his shop with an assault rifle? That's what you're supposed to do?
Sure.
No, dude. No. You call in the National Guard is the right thing to do, and there is no answer to the situation. But
no,
the fact is,
it's enough. The answer is enough. Enough of the stupidity, enough of the violence, and enough
the
of
stupidity is these people claiming that they're having a peaceful protest when they're not.
Yeah, they're not. I agree. I mean, they are doing some malicious stuff.
Yeah. So.
But why not?
They're the instigators. They are the instigators, the rioters. But how they were instigated is that's the whole purpose of the protest is.
Really, yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? They have a right to assemble, and they have a reason to be there, and but it's how far are they going to go? They just don't want to convey a message.
I think they're tired now. I don't know if they're really in it for the long term, but yeah.
calling the mob them is bad, okay? Because the people who instigated it, who wanted to convey a message that this is wrong, this militarization by police is wrong, they're not the ones we're talking about. It's all the teenage kids that showed up on the fringe of the mob who said, hey, while they're distracting the media and the cops, let's go kick in these windows and steal that TV. That's the problem, dude. It's not Martin Luther King. It's all the people who surrounded him and who were bored and drunk and decided to kick in the front window.
Yeah, I don't think it's such a big deal if the QT burned down. I'm sure that they got insurance or they're rich enough that they can afford it.
Whatever.
Yeah, but no. I'm clear that there's definitely going to be some victims, some people who are just running a business and they're hurt. Innocents get hurt in a revolution. It's just true. So it just kind of perpetuates.
Yeah, but as long as they're rich, it's okay. Is that what you're saying?
No. Only people who I really have a problem with are the wealthy. But at the end, maybe.
Why do you have a problem with them? You like Zuckerberg.
The wealthy
envisioned their wealth.
What, 80% of the wealth? It's us that are fighting for the scraps that they don't have. That's just the irony or the stupidity of the situation. Really, why do 80% of the people why is 80% of the monopoly money in the hand of a few hundred people? I mean, why? We're a 6 billion
common
world.
sense.
Common sense.
Yeah.
But
why? I tell you what. Okay, here's an example.
Okay.
Here in the United States, here's a common lie. The democracy. When the United States when George W. was trying to tell the world, what do you call it?
not a democracy. I think we know that, don't we?
I
Really?
know, but when he was trying to spread democracy, you know, to out those Muslims, and they
That
were
was a
running
great
good.
idea. That
Oh
was
my!
my idea. It wasn't just his idea. He was just implementing my idea. But moving on.
That was a horrible idea, man.
Yeah, it didn't work out. It was awesome, but he tried. So.
My God. But anyhow, we elect presidents based on the color of their skin, how old they are, what color their hair is.
No,
Do they look good in purple? Do they look good in pink? Do they play the saxophone on late night talk shows? Do they, you know what I mean? We elect presidents for so many stupid, superficial reasons in this country.
Yeah, energy. I elected Bush on energy, just as like I elected Obama on energy.
Oh, I like George W. because he threw a strike on the opening pitch at Yankee Stadium, dude. I mean, he whizzed that ball in there like no president has ever done before.
The interesting thing about GW is I still think he did a good job. And, you know, he did do a good job.
I liked his ice bucket challenge. He took that well, you know.
His job was to destroy our government. He did an excellent job at destroying our government.
Did he? How did he? Anyhow, my point is, God, where was I going, man? I'm so derailed right now. I was trying to make a point. Let's see here. If you were to elect a president, God, man, where was I going with this? Anyhow, mind fart here, man. I can't. I was trying to use. I'll think of it here in a second. Where were we good before this? This is why I don't do talk shows, dude. This is why I don't intervene publicly, vocally, because my mind escapes me on occasion, and I lose my train of thought.
Well, thoughts really are farts. So there you go. There's the secret. They're all farts. Spiritual guru taught me that. Very smart guy.
So, Dave here, are you known as the master on these forums?
Yep.
How long have you been on these forums?
About a year. I don't really hang out in the chat room much. Looks pretty boring when I look over, but I've been talking anyway.
There's it's a constant stream of conversation over there.
Yeah, mainly I think we're talking shit. We're not really talking about anything real, I think. So.
Yeah, but they're, it's the spirit science forums, you know what I mean? People are there for a reason.
Right. They don't really talk about science that much once in a while, and I would say this is maybe troll night where people get together and just talk shit. So, seems like.
Well, okay. Let's talk about trolls for a quick second here. Now, you think... All right, so you got the spirit science forums. Do you actually think that there are people who go there who have no interest in spirit science at all, or that are just trolling?
They usually have watched Jordan's video, so either they have a negative reaction or a positive reaction, and a whole lot of them have positive reactions. You know, so try this.
Do you find yourself just defending Jordan's position?
Hell no. Why would I?
Okay, so you're opposed as well, or I'm not sure as his position related to yours.
I don't have a position per se, but I would say that whatever Jordan put in his videos is probably correct. But I don't really spend a lot of time looking at them, watching them, worshiping them, whatever you want to call it. I finally got to talk to Jordan recently, and that was pretty interesting. But, I mean, basically, he just makes cartoon videos that give New Age knowledge into them, into kind of a packaged cartoon of New Age knowledge. That's really advanced stuff. This is not stuff that your average person is talking about. So we're talking about a heavy amount of New Age, all put into a nice cartoony video. That's how Jordan got his fame, and or spirit science, which is what he calls his videos.
Does
he tried to
what's your go ahead. I'm sorry.
So just so you know the name, he's trying to mix it. It does not mix well. People on the science are too critical, too animalistic, whatever words you want to use. They're too resistant, they're too asshole-ish, and they don't mix well with spirit people who are at least open and say, well, I have an open mind. Whereas the real scientists who aren't even true scientists most times, they're just science religion types. They just say, fuck you, and we don't have an open mind. End of story. Jordan's full of shit. It's just kind of like that. So.
I see. Man, I wish some of these guys would, Chad has a lot of nice things to say. So, Rob, why don't some of these guys pop on some Google? I'd rather be talking, spirit science than politics or racism or...
Go for it. I mean, you can try. It just looks boring to me, but...
This is a shout-out to Chad or the Reformed Pirate. Please log on to Google Hangouts and join the conversation with...
I'll try giving them a link, but they probably don't. I'll just say... See, it's Mark. Mark wants you to join.
Mark needs you to join.
Try out in caps.
There we go. Fuck you. You fucking fuck.
Like I said, I don't know that anything's really happening in terms of conversation. I mean, when you talk about spirituality, it gets kind of boring fast if you don't have kind of a catalyst, because it's just something you do. It's just something you are, or it isn't. So
Right.
And a lot of people are spiritual fakers regardless, especially the Jordan Awakened.
Come on, we don't need name calling here. That's probably why they're saying fuck you. Lame ass nigger faggots.
I don't think they're aware of the hangout, but
here we go. Come on.
Maybe I should log in again, under a different name, and if they got me blocked, I'll be unblocked. Yeah, I'll just try that.
We're all right. We're all right. Hey, Chad. Chad, you heard me rambling, man. You know where I'm not coming from.
Okay. I think I can just find a link here somewhere on here. Here we go. Let's get excitable.
What chat's this you're posting up?
It's the same chat.
Oh, okay.
I reloaded it and gave myself a new username.
Hey, who's Chad? You're muted.
Oh, yeah, that's his own mute. Maybe he's just trying out the URL.
Hold on.
You're in. Oh, you were. You're in.
Okay, now it's on. Okay, cool. Right on. So yeah, like this chat, it got out of control earlier.
It did, huh?
Yeah, it totally did. I smashed it.
Are you? So you're Chad? You're the Facebook guy?
Yeah.
Wow, you surprised me. I didn't think you'd come in at all. And dude, your chatting recently sucks. That's all I have to say.
I've been drunk.
Oh, okay.
And that's all it is, really.
Right here, brother.
I don't drink. That makes me weird.
No, it doesn't.
No, it really doesn't, because I used to drink none at all, and just recently I started again. So.
Me too, man. Me too.
It happens, man.
See, all right. What do you want to blame
so,
that on? How long? Hey, Chad. How long did you go without drinking?
About 4 years.
All right, I was pretty clean for that long too. I mean, not that I ever had a problem. I just didn't have any interest in drinking. But all of a sudden, not only that, my point is, I've noticed a lot of like-minded people have started drinking recently. Man, it's almost like a phase of the moon. It's almost like
it's
crazy
something planetary.
Yeah, it's
something planetary going on. Well,
I agree.
My woman, she drinks, and she drinks. She's a fucking pirate, though. So yeah.
Yeah,
I love that chick, dude.
My woman drinks too, man. That's her pushing me in this direction. it really didn't kick it off, but it kind of helped it, you know. But I don't know. Anyhow, go ahead.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm not from the forums, man, and I just I clicked on Google Hangouts and I started scrolling down and I just jumped into Dave's conversation because it was an open hangout, and because I had a couple beers and I just wanted to talk, talk, and I'd rather, because it's his hangout and these are the forums, and I'm open to spiritual science. I just wish more spiritual science people jumped in, somebody from the forums, and
yeah, totally.
So you guys direct the conversation, man, and I'll give my 2 cents in. I know
we could talk about whatever. I mean, I could go on whatever. I'm pretty much like an open channel. I've been this way my whole life. I tap into source. I can pull from collective, whatever. I mean, I can pull from pretty much anywhere.
All right, Dave, you want to go? Do you guys, first of all, do you guys have any history on the forums of any animosity? Because I know I do frequent forums, man, but I know once you go face to face, it's a different story, man. I mean, it's because it's to translate text. When people write something in a sentence.
Oh yeah.
And you read a sentence, you don't feel the emotion, or you don't understand what the person's trying to convey, or the state of mind that they're currently in, or something like that. So there's unnecessary animosity when you're reading forum posts. And
that's in general though. That's like more in general though, because like me, I'm an empath, and I can pick up on what people are saying by what they're writing. And it's really, really crazy stuff. Wow, my kitchen looks like there's heaven in there or something. Wow, that's really freaking bright.
Well, do we have any history, Chad? I don't think I know you. Do I?
I don't know. What's your name on there?
It's the Master.
Oh, we've clashed a couple times. Nothing serious though. I don't get offended, so.
That's also good to clash. You know what I mean? That's why you're on there, is you're trying to expand your thoughts. You know what I mean? So you put a thought out, and somebody either opposes it or adds to it. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason you're on forums. So.
Yeah. Well, my woman is yelling at me. She's like, "Where'd you go?"
Well, what is your username if we've clashed?
My username is my name.
Yes,
it's Chad. Yes, I use my real name everywhere I go.
Oh,
that's genuine, man. That's good, genuine stuff, dude. A lot of people, until I started putting my real name on Google, most of my forums were just made-up names, and when people started saying, "Hey, Google don't let you use made-up names. They make you use your real name," people were against that. I was like, I don't want your fake-ass name. I want your real name. That's that's what I like. Yeah, that's what I liked about Google, man. And now all of a sudden, there's all these fake-ass names on Google.
Yeah, well, why not? Let the fake names go.
Hey, I thought you were the anti-conspiracy guy, Let's be real. Let's not be conspirators here.
I think we are being real when you have to be on camera or talk like this. Much more real than hiding with your names.
I agree.
I'm actually still in the chat, so I can't see y'all. So I can just hear. It's all good.
No big deal.
I have some interesting ideas, though. I mean, I talk about oneness a lot in the chat, and the way I see it, we really are all one spirit, and we're just reincarnated over and over as different expressions of that same spirit. And
yes and
the
no.
The fact that time is not linear, time is an illusion. The linear time is an illusion.
I used to think that, but after Adama said that there's linear time, I think there is linear time. Sure, it is.
Well, there's only linear time. There's only linear time because the collective of the people on Earth right now believe that there's linear time. That makes it real as linear.
No, but it's real too. I think it's like you're asking, like, was there a chicken or was it an egg, or did the chicken grow from the egg? I mean, there has to be something there, right? Just a little linear somehow.
Well, I mean, well, think about this. Since time is not linear, I could be living all 6 billion lives of everybody on Earth right now.
Yep.
We don't have recall of all of that right now because we're
Well,
only in this one lifetime as this one expression of who we are.
I agree with you. You're correct. But also, see, that would be pointless. The soul wants to put together different configurations of energy, different cakes. So the souls are really the launching point for different configurations of energy, different people. That's how it works, that I know it to work.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But there's like, the way I see it is whatever you believe is real for you.
True. And I didn't believe in the soul originally. I'm just telling you, you listen to the teachers, they say there's a soul. It's part of that non-physical structure. Not that everything isn't one. Everything is one. But also, we created a soul. And it went off.
Exactly. I get that. I get that.
Well, on oneness, I agree with you.
Hold on, I'm clicking back over. Okay. So who is just now talking? Because I wasn't looking. Was that Mark?
That was Dave.
That Mark?
That was Dave.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That's me. Also, the master.
Okay, who are you, Dave?
Who am I? I'm the master from the forum. Otherwise, I'm Dave. Or what? You want my...
Okay, you're the master then.
That's me.
Okay. So, Mark, are you in there?
I'm not on the forums. No, I just.
He is a Google Hangouts random guy. That's who he is.
You should pop in. It's actually pretty fun when it's not completely out of fucking hand.
I do. You know, I do. I don't know. Let's see.
And I like to bring people in too. Like Angelo, he's actually one of my friends from Access Consciousness, which I don't really associate with too much now. I was for a while with them.
Huh.
They've kind of formed into some dogma of their own though, and I don't really do dogma.
Wait, one second here. Access Consciousness? You mean Adronis? Adronis?
No, Access Consciousness. It's like it's a business based on expanding awareness and consciousness.
Okay. It's similar to whoever does Adronis. He has the same name. It's close. Huh.
Well, it's based basically off of questioning everything. I question everything. I ask lots of fucking questions.
I like that, man. I'm totally with that whole mindset.
And like, I do base a lot of the things that I just state are things that I know from channeling. However, if someone comes with a different perspective of it, I'll question it because I want clarity on why they feel that way. That's basically where that comes from.
Yeah, I'm in a channel class, maybe. I don't know if it's the only one that exists, but we're a pretty special bunch, or we do some interesting stuff.
Wow, my friend Angelo got kicked out, apparently. I guess he used a not-so-good word.
I didn't think the mods were active, but I have not been paying attention.
I don't know. I've never been kicked out.
Oh,
and I can be difficult to talk to sometimes.
Oh, hell yeah, but I don't know what their problem is, but these guys got access to the admin without Jordan, and now they're kind of fascist a bit. I was calling them Nazis yesterday, I believe, so, you know.
Well, they were trying to tear Jordan down earlier, and I was like, leave Jordan alone. He's a good guy. He really is.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about that. It was kind of weird today, but...
So I kind of shifted the focus a little bit. I'd be like, okay, what judgments of yourself are you passing off on Jordan?
It's wrong to be gay, basically.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've lived multiple lifetimes. I'm sure I've been gay many times. I'm not now though.
I'm joking. You know, gotta relax a little.
I'm not gay now though.
No, everybody's gay. Come on, under oneness, we're gay. I mean.
True that. Very good point. Valid point.
Is Jordan gay? Is that what you guys are saying? I don't know.
Oh, Jordan is married. He's married. He's a good guy, and I don't know. He does have a very strong feminine side, which I do as well. So I mean,
he's married to Ray. That's what you were saying.
I said he's married as well. I don't know who he's married to.
Well, that would be Ray.
I know. As well as a criminal side. Is that what you said?
No. That's not what I said. It's all good.
I'm sorry. I need to watch some of these Jordan videos, man. What's
and
the
videos are really good. They are really good.
Are they all animated? Is my question.
Yeah, they are.
Well, most of them. He does this other series called Paradigm, and he actually appears on some of those. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. Now that I didn't know. We could play some if you really want to see one. We can put one up. We could put one up through the chat, or we could put one up through the YouTube app, whichever.
I'll find one on YouTube here. It's not that hard to find.
It's just experience-based science, not hard to find. I think those work.
Hey, are y'all on Facebook at all? Because I do use Facebook and I share all kinds of shit. But the way I see it is, we have to accept everything. We can't exclude anything. People sharing all this crap, and we have to accept that as well because that's still part of it. We have to accept the good, the bad, and the ugly of this reality that we've created all together. You know.
Damn straight. Yeah. You're surprisingly more spiritual than I thought you were.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not really spiritual. It's more at peace. I like me. I like me.
Well, that's a good thing. Everybody should like themselves.
Because you can't really like anybody else unless you like yourself. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a different breed.
I completely agree with that, by the way.
What's that?
I completely agree with that. I mean, you have to like yourself before you can like other people. And when you encounter negative people in life, the first thing you discover about them is they don't like themselves, you know?
Okay, from like the oneness perspective that I was talking about where we're all the same one. So this is how I deal with negative people. I say, okay, where have I been, will I be, or where am I that person? And it kind of puts it into perspective a little bit.
That is a great, whenever you hear spiritualists or anybody using the word deflect, you know, when people say you encounter somebody negative in society, you deflect, you know, their negative energy, you know. How you just described that, Chad, is perfect on how you deflect, you know. I mean, that's exactly how you do it, you know. That's the tool. So go ahead, expound upon that, man.
I mean, I just recognize that if I don't have those qualities of that person in another lifetime, I did or I will. I've been that, or I will be that. That takes the judgment out of it for me.
It does, but you got to get through your day. All right, so how do you get through your day if, all right, say you're on a two-man crew doing a blue-collar job, and that person's just sucking the life out of you with their shit thoughts all damn day long, you know, just they're in the gutter, they're, you know, life sucks, this sucks, that sucks, you know. How do you get through a day like that with some asshole like that sucking the life out of you, you know? I mean,
I kill him with kindness. I kill him with kindness. I'd be like, hey, dude, just so you know, happiness is a choice.
It is. Misery is optional.
It is, but I'm just saying it's you got to deflect that shit, man. So it's you know, you can't just sit there and agree with the person. They know you don't, you know, agree with them, you know. I mean, I don't know. You can't change them. You're not making them happy. You know what I mean? It's you can't sell them anything. You know what I mean? It's you got it for your own self-preservation. You have to deflect their fucking negativity and get through the day for yourself. You have to look at, you know, I don't know.
Well, I think the way I do it, instead of deflecting it, I kind of receive it. I receive it. Be like, okay, well, it's interesting you feel that way. It's the best way to put it.
Yeah, but what if they say, what do you mean? You don't feel that way too? You're here at the same job as me, you know? Your life has to suck as bad as my life. You know what I mean? Those people just suck the life out of you, man.
So this is where people get pissed off at me, because I'll say, well, it is what you make it.
That's good, man. That's good.
And people get pissed at that shit. They get really fucking mad, dude.
They get mad because they can't continue, you know, fucking spewing out their negativity. That's why.
Oh, it's great too. It's great. it's wonderful, and if anything, it shifts their perspective a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that instantly lets them know that you're not in the same boat as they are. You know, your life is not as shitty as their life. You know, and that's
be like, okay, you can be skiing or you can steer the boat. Which one do you choose?
Right. Absolutely. You know, but I don't know. Good stuff. You know, negative people, man. That's what, you know, when I jumped on this conversation an hour ago or whenever, you know, I pointed out how I try to keep an optimistic lifestyle here, despite my, whatever's bad in life. You know, I always try to look at things positively, despite, you know, even if my wife or family doesn't agree, I try to carry myself that way, and it's hard to do, man. It's really hard to do, and when you work next to somebody who just fucking anywhere, not just work, man. If you're at a restaurant and the fucking waitress gives you a shitty fucking attitude, it's like,
I don't actually work. I play music. I play music for a living, and it doesn't pay that well. It's okay.
Welcome to the club. I don't work.
Dude, life is work. Life is work, man.
Was you in there earlier when I was talking about asking you shall receive? Yeah. That is some real shit. That is some real shit. So Aubrey, who is a reformed pirate, that's my woman. She's we were talking about getting an eco community started, an eco village, and I said, well, what would make this happen? Just kind of left it as a question. Well, 2 days ago we got a house in Missouri with some land, and then we have some friends that live across the street from the house. They have like 16 acres of land. They're like, come do it here. It's like, awesome. Wow. That's how it goes, man. We asked for it, we got it. So, like, when we move, we're going to be offline for a while.
Yeah, that's how love attraction.
Unplugged.
Oh, well, if you
unplugged.
If you need some internet, come find me. Maybe I can help you.
Where are you at?
I'm in Kansas City, but
you're in Kansas City. Well, we're moving to Melrose, right outside of Joplin.
I do not know. Oh, okay. I sort of know where that is. I guess my point is, I know how to get some phone cards that would have internet on them, and if you're in the middle of nowhere,
well, I mean, for a long time I was. There's my woman. Hold on.
Okay.
I know where Joplin is.
Hello.
It was on the Weather Channel.
Hey guys.
I've been there for a long time.
I'm actually gonna dip out. Okay. Nice talking to y'all, and invite me anytime, bro. I'll totally join in again.
Stay positive, brother.
Oh, I can't help it. I can't help it. That's how I live. Later on, y'all.
All right, Dave. Who we calling out next, man?
I don't know. We can try and get D4N. That guy was banning me, but he probably won't come.
We need to clear the air. I don't know. When I frequented forums a while ago, it was for entertainment purposes, man. Like, I don't know, man.
But what forums are you talking about?
Yeah, like movie critics and video games and role-playing games and stuff like that, And but so I do have experience on forums, but
well, you understand this is not forums. This is chat. These people usually don't go on the forums. It's kind of like.
But you and Chad though, dude. He remembers you. You know what I mean? So.
You think he remembered talking to me? I don't know if he ever talked to me on the forums. But
I'm just saying. I remember the animosity I had on forums and.
Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy there, yeah.
It is, man. But it's so misunderstood. I wish people would just. I love the Google Hangouts, man. I love talking face to face. I don't know. It gives you a better understanding of who you actually are instead of, trying to interpret text.
Yeah, I'm well misunderstood on forums, but in some way that game is beneficial and what I mean by beneficial is because they think you're a character. If you can kind of reveal that you're not a character, then they kind of get like a small awakening, a small idea of, oh, I was kind of generating this character of this really bad guy who's apparently wasn't this really bad guy. You know, it's just kind of a game, a bit, a mask, if you want. And so I like that to help people to kind of maybe just kind of wake up a little bit that they're projecting this character, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes you can't wake them up at all, you know. So
hey, do you this particular Google Hangout you're having right here that I happened upon? Is this a weekly thing that you do at this time on this night?
that's what I was gonna start doing tomorrow. It's an experiment to do once a week tomorrow at 9 Eastern. So
I see.
So I didn't know if I was gonna put the chat in. I was just bored tonight, and I knew that the chat would be able to keep me entertained even if nobody showed up on a hangout. So it didn't matter.
Oh, I see. I see.
So,
Because I you know, like I said, I'm totally open-minded to any kind of new science, and I'd like to learn more about Jordan. You know, so I'm sure after I see some of his animated videos, I think it's kind of peculiar. Without watching any, why are they animated? Is he a animator? Is that his profession?
Yeah,
is that how he conveys himself?
yeah, he's a really good animator, or he has someone do it for him, and he uses his own voice to play this blue character who kind of is in an introduction to New Age. It's a secret. It's just a different form. For some reason, Jordan isn't big into the law of attraction. I don't think he's ever talked about it once. He talks about Lemuria and other things that are just chakras, things that, I don't know, they appeal to some people, and it's just deeper. It's like you tell someone law of attraction, that doesn't have to be New Age. It's almost like it can be separated. You tell someone, you tell someone chakras, and it's deeper, harder to believe, and I don't listen to that kind of thing. That's kind of how it is. So he has the ability to attract a lot.
I want to hear it, Dave. I want to hear it. So plan on me getting Jordan on a Google Hangout for a face-to-face, buddy, because I want to talk to this person, man. And sensitive to his disposition, I would be. You know what I mean? Because I'm so impartial at this point in my interference with this particular subject. So I think at this moment it would be prime for me to interject into Jordan's what he's actually striving for here, because I have a lot of raw questions I would like to ask this person, and
he has a lot of people that want to ask him questions. He's pretty much.
I know, but they already judge him but I haven't seen any of his videos right now, so you know what I mean. So my thought actually, right off the top of my head, why he chooses to use animated videos to get his message across. You know what I mean? I mean, you telling me that he's a good animator, helps him, give the message. I mean, that's like a natural thing for him. You know what I mean? But if he actually wasn't the guy who's inking the videos, then he actually chose animations as to like a Sesame Street version of the rules of his thoughts. You know what I mean? He's trying to give you people who are interested the basic version of what he's trying to convey to you. You know what I mean? He might have a deeper thought, and so I'm super curious, and you guys, even people having a negative idea of this person even fuels it even more. You know what I mean? It's no one's calling him a charlatan or a fake. It seems like he has an original idea that people are agreeing with or disagreeing with.
I don't know. I just think it's hard to talk to him, and I only got to talk to him recently, and he's kind of spacey. Not that I'm saying he's a.
What generation is he? How old do you think he is?
Oh, he's 21, maybe, I would think.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Maybe he's 23 now, but he's from
See,
Canada.
I already threw that out there that I'm 40 and he's 20, and I don't think that 40s can relate to 20-year-olds, you know. So
Again, I'm just gonna say he's spacey. I like him, but he's spacey. That was my only. I only had one shot to talk to him, you know, and I've been for a year. So, but
based on my relationship with the 20-year-old crowd, you know, I don't know if. I don't know. It'll be harder for me to relate to him because I'm not from his generation. Not that I'm throwing down his generation. It's just his perception is way different than mine. And it's not. It has nothing to do with him or me. It's not personal. It's just the era that we were brought up in. You know, I mean, it's not. It's our parents. There were disciplinarian teachers. I mean, my son's going to an elementary school. And when I went to that same school, I was swatted, man. I mean, the principal actually took a paddle and hit me in the ass with it when I did shit wrong. Oh, my God, man. If the fucking principal today hit a student in the ass with a fucking wooden paddle, oh, my God, talk about Ferguson. Ferguson would be a fucking, a goddamn pimple on the ass of that fucking explosion. You know what I mean? Holy shit, I can't even imagine. So,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, Chad, you're in.
All right, cool. All right, they should be joining soon. They might be a little bit drunk females, you know. They'll probably just sit back and listen. She just wants to look at me on the camera. That's all it is.
Cheers to you, Pirate. What's her name? Pirate or what?
Aubrey.
Reform. Oh, Aubrey. Okay.
Yes, Aubrey.
On the forums. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Reform Pirate. Yes.
Reform Pirate. Okay.
Yeah, we get all sappy sapperton sometimes. It's okay though.
That's all right.
You hear me talk about aging in reverse.
Ooh.
I literally am aging in reverse now. Other than this gray beard, there's not shit I can do about that. But as far as aging, I'm actually going backwards now. Kind of cool.
I like it.
Yeah, I can't believe I got gray hairs. Great.
My whole fucking chin, dude.
Dude, if I had a hairy chin, it would be great too, man.
We're working on returning the body to the original template, but they tell us that we're not going to be able to be youthful for a while. Great, that's what I said.
I think it's bullshit. Because I got the body of a 20-year-old, yo. I turned 40 next year.
All right, so that's a good topic, man. That's a good topic. So instead of mentally willing things to appear in life or happen for you in life positively, what about physically? You're talking about if you mentally think you're Superman, do you actually feel like Superman? I'm like the opposite. I'm in my 40s, so I have doctors now telling me that I have degenerative discs in my spine. I have, so I feel less than Superman-ish these days.
Well, I mean, I look younger now than I did when I was 30.
Dude, I'm the same size I was when I graduated high school, and that was a feat because I grew 40 pounds heavier, but here I am, the 40 pounds lighter and the same size I was, 25 years ago. So I also feel like,
So how old are you?
I'm 44.
Yeah, you don't look it either. But we're superhumans.
Man, kids have no idea. You know what I mean? The 20-year-old crowd, they can't age me. You know what I mean? They can't have a conversation with me and tell that I'm in my 40s. They think. And I did too, man.
I get that a lot too, though.
What? Yeah. What? But when you were 24, dude, you thought a 44-year-old was fucking might have been 1,000 years old. You know what I mean? You had no idea how old that was or how old you should feel when you're 44. So I don't.
We are coming into the time of unlimited life. I mean, that's what we're creating. It's not going to be probably done by the scientists, but we are doing it in our class. So it's coming.
That sounds actually fucking amazing. Cause
it will be.
I decided that I'm not gonna age anymore. Just how it is.
Just try anyway. But I mean, you know what I want? I want the ability to recode the cells to stop the gray, and then I want to be able to stop the growing of hair at all. Just turn it off on a whim. I mean, why do I have to shave? You know?
So what would it take for that to happen?
A lot more schooling, at least another couple years.
Well, when I ask these questions like this, just don't answer them. These are questions for the universe. What these questions do is they open up possibilities.
Universe has already answered my request. We're already creating it. It's just a matter of time
Good point.
and attention.
Good answer.
There you go. So it's in progress.
Good answer. Yeah, we're just waiting for the contextual reality to catch up with us. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, they're way behind when you look at that Ferguson anyway. They got a long way to go, but they're going to get there. They are. And a lot of drama. Until that happens.
Man, I'm telling you. The world's going to be cast into chaos as this shift continues, and there's going to be a lot of people lost in this shit.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep, a lot.
And I'm glad that we're on the leading edge, my friends.
Oh, or the crazy edge, whatever works.
Here's
either way.
Here's something that the media. Here's something to foresee in our country's future. The African Americans, I like to just call them Black Americans. They're good with that. I'm not sure they're. I don't know. Anyhow, they're not the minority anymore, man. Hispanics are in this country, and in 20 years from now.
For the most part, white people are the minority now.
There are as many white people in, you if you're going to refer to minority as impoverished people, there's more white people than there are anybody in this country. But anyhow, Hispanics, the Hispanic uprising in this country is going to blow away any black civil rights uprising that this country has ever seen. I mean, there's way more Hispanics. This continent is Hispanically owned.
So, like, something really interesting about this outrage about the border crisis and all the Hispanic people coming over is they don't see what's really fucking happening there. What's happening is they're putting all these Hispanic people up on military bases. And they've got these camps ready. They're going to put them into internment.
Oh, I didn't know this is what we were going to talk about.
Well, that was just now. That was just now, babe.
Oh, okay.
Fucking politics.
Yeah, well, we're not talking politics.
Okay, I'm against. I'm all politics too.
More than one at once.
Politics are silly games for humans.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Can I see more than one person at once?
On the bottom, you should be able to see everybody except for Dave. Dave is a dark screen.
I can turn on my camera.
I'm sorry you can't see us.
I wonder if they're like, oh, I'm going to just set up my computer with the best background possible.
Choose the coolest part out. Sorry, we're really drunk over here.
Hey, I did warn them. Did I not warn you guys?
Drinking the Aubrey.
No big deal.
I have no more alcohol. My little brother had a bottle, and I drank it all. And it wore off. I don't stay drunk for more than like 2 hours now, so.
What the fuck?
Goes with awareness, I guess.
You're drinking the wrong things, my friend.
I was drinking rum. I drank like half a bottle of rum. And it wore off within like 2 hours.
Milwaukee's Best and some fucking SoCo. 100 proof SoCo, though.
So can I hear you in like real time? And he's just responding late time?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag. Say hello, Forrest.
Hello, Forrest.
Hello, Forrest.
Hey.
So, get this. A Roman walks into a bar, goes like this. Give me 5 beers. I love it. I know, right?
You love your own joke.
I do. That's why I tell it. I won't tell a joke I don't like. Okay, what are we talking about?
Let's let the girls decide.
What are y'all talking
Pick
about?
a topic.
Oh, fuck.
What are we talking about?
They told us to pick a topic.
Yeah, we need a feminist perspective here.
You pick a topic.
I'm not gonna pick a topic. You guys sound like you're talking about I'm vapid.
You are not fucking
Did you guys see the newest My Little Pony?
I got a question for Aubrey. I got a question. Have you ever had your have you ever been read like tarot cards?
Oh, this is a spiritual science connection. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm not deep enough for this chat.
I don't think there's science behind tarot cards, but anyhow, have you?
Yes, I have.
All right.
Forrest has not.
Have you?
Her alter ego is not.
Were you going into the experience like open-minded, like you were hoping? All right. First of all, was your experience believable? Did you think that the person reading you gave you a good reading?
I really feel like most people who do stuff like that are really relying on physical cues to like decide what they're going to talk about. I think most people that do that don't really know what the cards mean and don't really have a spiritual connection to any of that. So no, I was extremely doubtful and pessimistic, which I am about most things. So no, I didn't really think I got a good reading.
And just so you know, that's how Nutella makes money. Card readings.
That's how Nutella works?
No, that's his ex-wife.
Oh.
Her name is
My ex-wife is Nutella, by the way.
I see.
It's actually it's Nolita, but one of my drunk friends called her Nutella, and that's been her name since.
That is a great way to mispronounce a name.
Isn't it though? Isn't it though?
Chocolate. Yeah, she's nutty.
It's kind of money. Whatever. Reading tarot, you can make a ton of money. Like that's what they say.
Hey Dave,
So Mark,
I just coincidentally brought up Chad's ex to Audrey.
No, we talked about
You don't
her.
believe? Oh, okay. I didn't.
No coincidence.
No, we talk about
Dave
all the
doesn't
time.
believe in coincidences, so.
Well, me and Chad talk about my ex all the time too.
Okay, all right, good. You guys are good, man. That's good. All right. So if you know somebody who gives readings, what's their perspective? You know, do they look at it like they are charlatans? Do they believe that they are?
She says the way that she does it, she talks about it's based off of the current energy of the person, and that's about it. It's the energy that person is holding, the frequency and vibration that person is holding at the time of the reading, and that's what's being read is that energy. And like me, I can tell people stuff. Like if I have the right mindset, I can tell people things about themselves that they don't know, and it's really fucking creepy. I will mind fuck somebody quick. And,
you know, the book, the Secret. You know, if you read that, you know, you start. You know, you're trying to change your negative mindset into a positive mindset and try to.
I totally did that.
I know, but that's why you get read. If you go to a tarot reader, you're going there because you're not sure about a relationship or a financial investment or something like that, and you're just wanting somebody to reinforce a positive on what you're worried about. You know,
yeah, you're looking for alignment.
Right.
For someone to align with what you want to hear.
So
I don't believe in tarot readings. I don't believe in that shit. And I don't believe. I used to read palms as like a teenager, and I got a lot of that shit right. You want to know why? Because people are fucking easy. People are easy. They want to be pleased. And you're just talking about it just now. You're saying that people want to hear, you know, this thing that aligns with whatever their question is. They want to ask this question, and then they want to hear a good answer, right? Even if you give them a bad answer, they're going to feel like you're this like genius and this super spiritual psychic dude. You know what I mean?
I don't want to hear it. People call me guru.
Well, it's people. Hope is a. You know, people play the lottery for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't play the lottery because you think you're going to win. You play the lottery for the hope.
I don't play the lottery. Period.
I don't either.
Well, I mean, you throw $1 down and you could win $1 million.
But we're giving people false hope. Okay, my question for you then, Mark, is why do you wonder? Why are you wondering about tarot readings? Are you intending on doing tarot readings? Are you intending on having a tarot reading? What's the...
I have been read. My wife frequently gets read, probably once a year. But when we were starting off, before we had children and before we had careers, you know, she wanted to be read for you know, balance in life. You know, she wanted to be reassured that we were making the right decisions. You know, but today it's like, you know, are you questioning our marriage? You know, you know, is our relationship built on sand? You know what? You know, why are you getting read today? You know what I mean? But she still goes anyhow, and I'm wondering what they're giving her, because she has an optimist perspective. She's not going there wanting to know if her relationship's any good or her career, because she already has those things. So what the fuck are these fucking tarot readers telling her? You know what I mean? So I'm curious.
Can I respond to that? Just on my own experience, and that's not a lot, but I just kind of feel like there is a God in me, and so I should be content with my own decision and content with my own, you know, what I want, what I choose to do is the right decision regardless. There is no right and wrong. So I don't fall in line with psychic readings and tarot readings in which I'm asking questions about my current choices. You know what I mean? I don't fall in line with that stuff.
I agree.
So I guess my opinion is probably null on the subject.
Well, I think you have a popular, you know, that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? If you're self-confident, you know what I mean? So that's what we're talking about here. Is so the majority of tarot card dealers, their clients are people with a low self-esteem or a low self-assurance, or you know what I mean? They're taking advantage of the weak and weary out there in society, you know. But that's
how a lot of psychics make money. That's how a lot of quote-unquote psychics and mediums make money, is on people who are experiencing either low self-esteem or doubt or sadness, you know, depression, people that are experiencing loss, and they make a lot of money on people like that. My sister goes to phone psychics once every couple of months and will call me and be like, this woman knew all that shit about me. And I'm like, well, did you tell her your name? Because you can look up a bunch of shit about you on the internet really fast. You know what I mean? And even if she can't, it's easier. I read people all the time just by holding their hand and talking to them. And people were they felt enlightened. They felt like I had given them something, and all I did was say a bunch of shit and try to sound like I was being positive about them.
Here's the thing, though. You have a perception of an idea, and when you throw it out there to people you don't know, when they give you a different perception of the same idea, it sometimes blows your mind, you know, because it's like, oh, I didn't look at it that way, or I didn't see it that way, or something. That's why talking for a man talking to a woman, oh my God, fucking women, holy shit, I don't know where the fuck you guys get your perceptions, but it's totally different from mine, man. But it's like, I needed to hear it. You know, when I say something to my wife and she's like, no, it's like this, you know, it's like, holy shit. Okay, I never looked at it like that before, you know, but I am now, you know what I mean? So it's but real quick though, last thing on tarot readers, being open-minded like I am, are you saying that you don't think any of them are fucking have a gift? Are you saying that they're all
No, but I think that most people who receive money for gifts are fakes. I think that if you have a gift, then you do that for free.
I didn't make any money.
If you have a gift, you do that just because you feel led to do that.
I would buy you a beer, Chad. I'd buy you a beer, buddy.
I didn't make any money as a psychic, even though I was on fucking point. It's just because I didn't tell people what they wanted to hear. That's what it was. Like, I would do energy readings by just basically feeling the person. Like, I would look into their eyes and I'd say, okay, this is what's going on with you, and this is what you want to happen. However, this is what's actually going to happen if you continue to act the way that you do. And people would get so pissed at me, and I wouldn't charge people. I mean, I would do free readings because I was at just in the community, in the metaphysical community. There were so many people that had their little jars out that said, well, you have to put your love gift in first. What kind of fucking gift is that if you have to put it in before you do the reading? And then people would get pissed at me and they would just leave. I made no money doing it. However, those people would come back later and they'd be like, you were totally fucking right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want your, as a different human being on this planet. Same with you, Audrey. I just want a different perception,
Hey, Aubrey, what did you say? You think I am psychic?
I think you really do have a gift. I didn't say I think you're psychic.
Okay, I'm psycho. Yes.
I
do have an
intuitive psychic. It's not the.
Well, yeah. I'm an empath. I'm an intuitive empath, which is kind of a little bit different than actually being psychic. So.
I just don't think there are bad predictions. There are just ones that you create and ones that you don't. I mean, you could tell someone they'll get hit by a car or they're going to get love, but they're going to create it one way or another.
That's where the perception comes in, because what people want to happen is they're wanting somebody to align so that they can have somebody that agrees with it, so that they can make that solid in their world. That way they know that that's going to happen, and they'll believe it strong enough that it actually happens. I believe that we do create this reality. We created this world as it is, and it's a perfect world right now, whether you want to believe it or not, because collectively what we believe about the world is exactly what it is.
It is imperfection. I agree there.
And people are like, well, how can you say that this is a perfect world? And I was like, well, it's a perfect reflection of what we believe about it collectively. And to explain that, basically, when people say, well, what about this? And it's like, well, do you believe that? And they're like, yeah, I believe that. So there you go. It's reflected in the world.
What about?
Hey, I'll be back.
Okay.
What about scenes of perfection? When you see, your idea of perfection and somebody else's idea of perfection might be two different things, but when you see something like the ball drop on Times Square in New York City, where there's, I don't know how many people, 50,000 people of different nationalities and qualities and people of different classes and races and religions all getting together for a common party. You know what I mean? Is that a perfect scene of perfection, of life is perfect for all of us?
Yeah, it's just a moment of unity, a moment of harmony. It happens.
Right.
Well, the truth is that all the disharmonies are illusions.
Okay, I have a question real quick. What do you think is wrong with the world? What makes it not perfect?
Good one.
Well, you can't
I'll
say
elaborate after you tell me.
You can't say indifference because that's what we're talking about. Is everybody has a different idea of reality? You know what I mean? So you can't say that. But that is the underlying theme of all the problems in life. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me rephrase the question. What are the problems?
Well, money. People fight over money and titles and fame and dumb shit like that. Vanity.
Okay, why do they do that?
God,
why do they do that?
Good question.
Okay. Now the next question is do you believe that they do that? Does a lot of people believe that they do that?
That's like how rich is being rich. How many yachts do you have to water ski?
I have no money, but I am a rich man.
Cheers,
I think that what Chad is saying is that by our collective conscience, we've created this ideal that people who are rich take and people who are poor are giving. And not that I disagree with that statement, but I think he's saying that we create our own reality by the thoughts that we have.
Man, all right, I have 2 kids, and I had one other brother, and my brother spent a lot of time in the mirror getting his hair perfect. He needed the perfect clothes. You need to show this fucking, and I was a t-shirt and jeans fucking slob. I would wear the same shit for 3 days in a row. I have 2 sons.
That's me.
Yeah, I have 2 sons. One fucking wears the same damn clothes for 3 days. I got to yell at his ass. Hey, how long you been wearing those fucking underwear? And the other kid, he's got fucking, his dirty fucking hamper drawer is overloaded because he changes his clothes twice a day and spends all day in the mirror, just like my brother. So you're born with this shit, dude. I mean, my teeth are fucking off-white because I was born with off-white fucking teeth. My fucking brother's teeth were fucking pearly white as fucking white. You know what I mean? Like some people were
Oh,
born
I
with
get that.
some people were born with thick fucking hair. Some people were born with thin hair. You know what I mean? But the people with thin hair and off-white teeth wish they had the fucking white teeth and the thick hair. You know what I mean? Because those are the motherfuckers that are in the advertisements. You know what I mean? So that's where the fucking shit. You know, you're you know what I mean? You're born that fucking way, man. So to cast out some asshole because he's vain. He was fucking born vain, man. You know what I mean? The villains in the fucking comic books
where did
were
that come
fucking
from?
born that way, man.
But where did it come from? Where did it come
Genetically? Genetically?
from? Genetics really doesn't have nothing to do with it.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
No. I mean,
Okay.
you're allowed to have your opinion, but I'm just saying, I'm throwing science out there by even dropping genetics. You know what I'm saying?
I know where it came from.
Yeah, I got that. I got that. So what if we do live multiple lifetimes and the points of view that we have in this lifetime are things that are carried over that had affected us in previous lifetimes?
They sort of are, yes.
They have really. I agree. My wife
And like whatever limitations that we have right now are things that we have experienced in past lifetimes that we're here in this lifetime to recognize those limitations and get past them so that we can ascend into something greater.
Hell yeah, Chad, you know it.
So I mean,
Just throwing it out there.
well, I mean, this is a lot. It's personal awareness. It's social awareness. It's national. It's I mean, I don't know, man. Ignorant people are you asked the question earlier. What's the problem in the world? Ignorance. Right there's the problem.
But wouldn't that be just a relative term, just like everything else? Do ignorant people know that they're ignorant?
No, they don't, and that's the problem. That's what ignorance is. The definition of it.
What if it's not really? What if it's not really a problem per se? What if it's just really a different perception?
Don't ask your question. How are you going to make ignorant people aware? There's a good question.
There's a good question.
It's not up to us to make them aware. It's up to them to make them aware.
No,
We can't do we can't do anything about that.
Oh,
All
yes,
we can do
you
we can explain it to them. However, if they're not willing to receive what we say, we're just wasting our fucking breath.
I agree with you there, but this is how it works if you're not aware, Chad, and I don't know what you know, but all we have to do is raise the consciousness up, the awareness up in ourselves. We hold the energy, and they catch up. It's like they download.
I get that.
They download the next step of consciousness. They don't even know that they're doing it, but that's what's going to happen.
I get that, and even in the chat, I've talked about that. I said, well, I spread awareness sometimes through proximity, just from people being around me.
Hell yeah, yes.
And I got fucking ripped apart on that one, but it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me because no matter what they say, I know what I know.
Yeah.
And they can have their points of view because that's still their fucking point of view.
Oh, they're always ripping me apart.
I see. My thing is, I allow people to have their points of view.
Oh yeah, allow. You've
And
got to allow.
And if you don't allow it, then you just end up fucking miserable trying to convince everybody that they're wrong.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
when
that.
you don't want to preach, because preach just means that you're really not looking at yourself and you have a problem inside. If you have to convince people of the truth, you're lying to yourself. That kind of preaching, not good.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for Aubrey. Because I know politics suck talking about real quick, but Hillary Clinton is a serious contender. She's a serious contender for the fucking president of the United States, Should men look at her and be like, and should we judge her because she's a woman, or should we judge her because she's Bill's fucking wife, or...
She's not a woman. She's masculine, right? She's a man.
She's not a woman.
Why not?
Hey, okay, I would love to respond to that question. First of all, I don't think we should judge anyone, period. Second of all, this is very judgmental. And so I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. But I think a power-hungry, crazy woman that's a part of the power that be, and I don't think that it matters what the face is. I think that the powers that be are going to accomplish what they choose to because they have the money and that kind of thing. I don't really have a political opinion about most of that stuff. I don't fucking vote federally. I'd like to say that I vote locally because that's what I like preach to people to do, but I don't even do that most of the time because I don't pay attention enough. I'm usually just too busy with kids and like life to deal with that shit. But no, certainly that'd be great. Let's have a woman president. If we really had a democracy, that would be wonderful for me to get behind and be like, yeah, a woman for president. But we don't really have a democracy. We have a republic that is fast becoming a socialist society. And not that I'm totally against socialism. I'm not totally against socialism, but at the same time, I'm just not really into politics in general. I'm really more into intentional community and loving one another and helping one another. That's my focus now. I mean, when I was younger, not that I'm very old now, but when I was younger, I used to be really advocate for like knowing your rights and knowing the Constitution, but as that's pretty much been demolished within the last 15 years. I know that it happened long before that, but for a person like me who was in the 9th grade when the Patriot Act was signed, and I knew what was going on as a fucking 9th grader, I'm pretty sure that most of the country had a problem with that, or most of the country didn't know much about that. You know what I mean? Fuck, I'm a little drunk.
Well, that goes to like NDAA too. NDAA was the same thing. Like most of the country had no clue about what NDAA was, and it was just bullshit. It's still bullshit, but it ties in with the Patriot. Yeah, it is. So let me share something real quick. So I was talking to a friend in Denmark today, and he was telling me about he mentioned something that I had actually heard of. He called it janteloven, which is called the law of Jante. What this is over in Denmark, they have this thing. It says, okay, let me find it. There's 10 rules that state in Denmark. It says, you're not to think that you're anything special. You're not to think that you're as good as we are. You're not to think that you're smarter than we are. You're not to wait, where'd it go? You're not to convince yourself that you're better than we are. You're not to show that you know more, or to think that you know more than we do. So they basically they're looking at things from a collective point of view. And you're not to
or from a Fight Club point of view.
I already read that one. Okay, you're not to think that you're more important than we are. You're not to think that you are good at anything. You're not to laugh at us. You're not to think anyone cares about you. You're not to think you can teach anyone anything. That's the law of Jante. And I just thought it was a really interesting thing that really, the basis of it is really fucking cool because it kind of puts into perspective that we're all the fucking same.
We're not. We're not, though, dude.
Oh, well,
the law of Jante, you can throw that in the fucking trash. Because here in America,
behind it. Well, here in America, we got things that's been going on since.
We vote for the pretty fucking person, dude. I want Brad Pitt to be in the leading role. I don't want some fucking ugly fucker.
That's the problem with America, though.
That ain't America. That's fucking normal, man. I want my professional football players to be the best motherfuckers on the field. I don't want them to be I don't want that fucker to drop the ball every time he's throwing it to him. You know what I mean? I want that was Jonta, obviously. Jonta was the kid sitting in the back of the room who just got his ass kicked. That's who that fucker was, man. So I don't know. I'm sorry. That's my person.
I just thought it was interesting. Basically putting it into perspective that we should all treat people the way that we want to be treated.
Politically.
That it is. Politically, all that goes out the fucking window.
Nah, politically.
I'd like to make a prediction.
Politically, it'd be a lot more like we should say that we're going to treat you this way.
Not socially.
And then they turn around and not do it.
Yeah. There's a prediction by Bashar and Adronis that
I fucking love Bashar, dude.
Yeah, in 2016.
that dude's on point.
Fall of 2016, the election is going to be so different. It's going to be totally new game. I don't know
why it's going to be different, because it's not going to be a fucking democracy or a republic anymore. It's going to be a fucking dictatorship. That's what the fuck it's going to be.
So
Yeah, we're not anywhere near democracy.
Politics cracks me up whenever I hear a good political discussion. They're like, well, the right wing says this, the left says this, the right says this. You're like, yeah, right wing, left wing. A bird can't fly without both fucking wings, yo.
Yeah, dude, I'm here in Northeast Ohio. They're having the Republican National Convention in Cleveland in 2016. So it's like, yeah, what a fucking joke, man. They're actually, the battlegrounds have been established, man. You know, what a fucking joke, man. So it's already established.
We already know who's going to be president. The powers that be already know who's president of America. Why are we even having this discussion about politics? Let's talk about spirituality. I fucking hate politics so much. It's such fucking stupid bullshit to think that people like us who you know what I mean? We don't have millions and millions of dollars. We don't have anything to fucking say. We have nothing to fucking say as far as that goes. Voting does not fucking work. Our conversation right now has nothing to do with what's going to happen in politics. But if we were to talk about, if instead of politics and what we think about the president and what we think about who should be president, instead of talking about that, if we were talking about what we think should be happening to consciousness and what we think should be happening to people on a spiritual level, then we might be changing something. Then if we're talking about these positive and enlightening things, then we might be adding something to the collective conscience rather than talking about, oh, well, I think so-and-so should be president because they look like fucking Brad Pitt. I mean, really? Is that really where our country has headed? I mean, obviously it has. But I'm saying like globally, is that the kind of change we want to make? Are those the kind of things that we want to continue to do?
We don't tell the world that's how we think. We don't tell the world that's how we think. But that's how
you're telling the world right now by thinking it. You're telling the world right now by thinking it. Our thoughts are energy. I mean, that's scientific. That adds to the collective conscious. So what you are thinking right now causes things to happen. Whether you think that or not, it's the truth.
Yeah.
All right, y'all want to hear something cool? This is to kind of piggyback on that. Okay, this is the secret to world peace. The secret to world peace.
Oh,
okay,
Chad, we've heard it already.
No. How many times have you heard people say no more war? We don't want more war. We don't want more war. We don't want more war. What would happen if everybody stopped saying we don't want war and started saying we would like to see peace? It's perspectives that are creating that war. If we don't have more war, does that mean we have less war? There's still war being created there.
Yeah, but whatever the result is, there's some rich guy getting rich. So if we have peace, it's because one rich guy convinced everybody to have peace, and he's getting richer.
But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're not talking about the rich and the poor and their control over that. We're talking about
that controls peace.
Collective consciousness can change that too. I mean, what if
that's what I'm saying.
What if we all started saying we don't need money? We don't want money. We
That's
don't want
what I mean.
money. We don't want money.
We can all sit here and talk about how broke we are, but how happy we are. But
that's not what I'm saying at all. I mean, you're really misconstruing my point here. My point here is that if we were to talk about enlightenment and consciousness and peace and happiness or contentment, whichever one fits your perspective better, if we were to talk about those things rather than the dislike we have for the rich of the world and the power that we presume that they have, because the power really is in our minds. The power really is in the energy that we are putting into the collective conscience. The collective conscience has the belief that those things are happening, and so those things are happening.
You want to hear a little nugget of truth?
It's completely oblivious to what we're doing. It's a sleight of hand game. We're changing the entire world. It's just behind the stage, behind the black curtain. It's all changing. They're totally unconscious. Totally. So it's their game right now to play.
It is unconscious. That's what we got to do. We got to wake these motherfuckers up.
Yeah. No, it's happening. You don't got to worry about it.
Well, as the shift goes on, I mean, it's going to happen. Whether the unconscious like it or not, they're going to start to see what we see. Oh,
and the big point is people don't understand they've already chosen the shift. They're unconscious.
Yes.
to the choice that it's happening. And they're just going to be dragged, and there's going to be drama like Ferguson.
Like I said earlier, we're gonna lose a lot of fucking people throughout the shift.
I don't think it's that high. 10, 15% tops.
Yeah, no, from what I've understood from it, it's kind of related to the amount of people that are in resistance to the change.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are going to be lost. And there's a lot of people that are really resisting it by holding the points of view that the world is just what it is rather than what we make it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to die off than to deal with their shit. I mean, you're talking about
right on.
Such negative energy that they have in their space. They're unconscious to it. It's easier to die. It just is.
Well, that's their point of view, and they can keep that.
They may be unconscious. They're dying. Go ahead.
Aubrey?
I spent a good 2 years in constant like fear and feeling like there is this control over me, and the government is control of everything, and these big corporations are in control of everything. And when I started to let that go, then my reality started to change. And instead of me being controlled by this need to consume and this need to be a part of that reality, then things started to change in my reality. So I agree with you, Dave. I agree with you, Dave, a lot in what you're saying.
I think Romney said it best. Corporations are people, so the people will change the corporations in the end.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to go. My child is continuing to make noise.
Are you going?
Thank you for your input, Aubrey. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Call me later.
Thanks.
Tell me later. I love you.
Hey, I'm gonna be right back too, fellas. Hang on.
Word.
That's your girlfriend, Pat?
Yeah, that's my woman.
Jesus.
She's awesome. Say what?
I said, Jesus, you're lucky.
I'm not lucky. I created this.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So, a little background story on me. I was living in fear myself for a very long time. And the Occupy movement, I'm sure you're familiar with the Occupy movement.
Yeah, I am. I was talking about it, wasn't I?
Me and my ex-wife started Occupy Dallas. Hold on, she's calling me. I'll be back.
Okay.
Hello. Hey, babe. Oh, really? Hold on, let me... Okay, hold on just a second, okay? Okay, Dave.
Yeah.
How often do y'all get on this channel and whatnot?
Not often, since someone really doesn't like me there.
What do you mean?
Well, I just got banned.
Oh, that happens. That happens. No, I mean on the Hangouts. Because I can bookmark this.
Yeah, I haven't done them in a month, but I'm trying to do one every regularly Saturday night.
Well, if you want, you can take my email down and you can notify me through that. It's a Gmail account, so. You should be in my circles then, right?
Yeah, I added you, so I think you have to add me, but that's all it takes.
Okay, right on. I am gonna go and talk to her for a bit, and then I'm probably gonna try to go to sleep. It's been nice talking with y'all, and really I'd like to do this again.
Okay.
And tell Mark I said have a good night, and we'll talk again.
All right. Yeah.
All right, later on, Dave. All right, yeah, you're on my circles now.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah, just hit me up anytime, dude.
All right, that's fine.
All right, later on.
All right. Weird.
Hey, Dave. Chad's gone too. Old soul. Who can we recruit off the boards now? D for N. I want to hear about the story of the frog and the scorpion. D for N. Old soul.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't really know what's going on other than I was kicked.
Hey, Dave, I think I'm going to go too, buddy.
Okay, see ya.
Nice chatting with you. It's been real.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed you guys and the whole forums and everything, man. And I'll look for you guys again soon. Or you do this like on a weekend basis, or Friday nights, or Saturday nights, or?
Saturday is supposed to be for tomorrow. So.
All right, I'll look for you guys.
Saturday Eastern. So.
All right, I'm gonna. The basis behind these forums, though, the spirit science.
I like forums, not so much the chat, just because I don't know, the old guard or dicks, I guess, something like that.
But the whole big picture, the whole Jordan and all that.
Jordan just makes YouTube videos. He doesn't even participate in the forums because it's not for him, or he attracts a lot of people who want to attack him. You know, it's just kind of like answer our questions, tell us why we can worship you, that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird stuff.
I see. All right. You have talked to him though, huh?
One time, yeah. You could try. I don't think he even answers like his Facebook stuff, but if you look at the root site, that's where his blog is, and he posts stuff there. And then usually they have Facebook comments after it. So.
Okay. I'll look into it, man.
Okay.